I'm sure Holyfield don't want to see me again. I'm sure his people don't want to see me again. And that makes me even more, proud, in myself to know that they respect me such, and I know that I'm a worthy opponent, and I know I believe in them more so that I am the champion, and I'm more than welcome to prove it.
You live for that.
I do. Right now I do live for that.
That's all that matters to you.
And the more they hold it off, the more they build my intensity. It's like them loading the gun against themselves.
But it was not to be, as Holyfield came out with a ferocious attack and put Qawi away quickly. The rematch in Atlantic City did not resemble the fury of the first fight, although Qawi tried to go toe-to-toe in the third round, but by the fourth, he was completely destroyed. A left hook knocked Qawi along the ropes for the first knockdown, and when he got up, Holyfield put him down again with a thunderous right to the chin. Referee Randy Newman stopped the fight, and Evander Holyfield proved once again he was the class of the cruiserweight division. The aftermath of that victory led to speculation that Holyfield, Ring Magazine's 1987 Fighter of the Year, would turn heavyweight and set his sights on Iron Mike Tyson, the undisputed heavyweight champ of the world. The thought of projecting Holyfield as a future challenger for Tyson grows stronger, but before the notion gets too far out of hand, Holyfield has some unfinished business.
Right now is one step to unify this cruiserweight division, which is the most important step for me right now. And yes, it is unfinished business.
Three-time WBC Cruiserweight champion Carlos Sugar DeLeon stands in the way of Evander Holyfield. DeLeon, a crafty veteran, displayed the heart of a champion when he bounced back to beat S.T. Gordon in 1983 to regain the title he had lost to Gordon 3 years earlier in a humiliating defeat. DeLeon has defended his title 7 times, but tonight he faces the toughest test of his career. Evander Holyfield and Carlos DeLeon for the undisputed Cruiserweight Championship of the world.
But Evander Holyfield coming up now, going into his locker room. Evander, if I could have just a moment with you. You had to sweat off a quarter of a pound today. I'm assuming that was no problem for you.
Well, no, it wasn't. It's a situation where when I went to bed last night, 1 pound over, I thought maybe I would wake up 2 pounds lighter, but this time it didn't happen.
I think our boxing fans around the country and around the world, indeed, would like to know how a guy like you spends the day before a fight. How are your nerves? What do you eat? What do you do? Do you take a nap?
Well, today it was a little different. This fight, I'm very confident, and I spent the time with my coach and training, Tim Hartmark, and friends and stuff down. I had breakfast, ate together, had dinner, had pasta. And, I had a lot of vegetables and fruits.
Okay. You've had but 17 fights. Your opponent tonight has had 43. He's been in almost as many championship fights as you have fights. Is there any chance that the fans around the country, gentleman to your left, Mr. Duva, and yourself perhaps, could be looking past Carlos DeLeon?
Well, not at all. We take each and every fight very seriously. The guy has a lot of experience. But I fought for 17 years, including my amateur, and I always fought fighters that had more experience than I, and I was able to overcome that.
Good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
And the serenity that blankets Las Vegas as dusk falls is almost incongruous to the excitement and fast pace that this city is so famous for. Yes, the peaceful nature of these pictures, though, will soon be forgotten as today's warriors take center stage. One of them is the favorite Evander Holyfield in his dressing room applying the finishing touches to what he labels some unfinished business. The other is his opponent, the underdog, Carlos DeLeon, who uses these last precious moments to make final mental preparations for the fight of his life. Showtime Championship Boxing is proud to present the World Cruiserweight Junior Heavyweight Championship fight. IBF and WBA Cruiserweight champ Evander Holyfield in his first fight of the year against WBC Cruiserweight champ Carlos DeLeon. Also Also tonight, a battle of junior welterweights. Former Olympic gold medal winner Mildred Taylor versus the man they call the Rhythm.
Cowie, a swarming and cagey campaigner with no quit in him. In a 15-round decision questioned at least by Cowie, Holyfield won his first world championship, a learning lesson for the Olympic medalist who told me he likes all there is about this sport.
I enjoy the sport, and boxing is something that really, it's an entertainment thing. I like just as much going up to the ring and people hollering and all that just as much as fighting. And it's always a pleasure to get in the ring and just to see how many people came to the fight. And you knew that all these people came to see your fight.
He knows the hard realities of the sport enough to resist the temptation to move too soon to the heavyweight ranks.
I didn't want to make a move too soon. I knew that for his technician skills and stuff, I had it. But for his strength-wise, I knew I had to mature and move slowly, because in the boxing business, you can be treated just as a piece of meat. And so if you take your time and do the right thing, then you better your chance.
Holyfield KO'd Olympic teammate Henry Tillman, then claimed part 2 of the cruiserweight crown in this same Las Vegas ring, taking out Ricky Parkey for the IBF title, a third-round knockout. Parkey at least came to fight, but 3 months later, the wily Ozzy Ocasio came to Saint-Tropez just to run, and he backpedaled successfully until Evander caught him finally in the 11th round. Again, an exercise in the maturation of a fighter. Still winning, yet still learning. And then Cowie got the rematch he had bellowed for, and it was a wiser, tougher Holyfield who came that night.
I was very confident going into the second fight. I know what I had to compete against, because I fought the guy. I knew what he had to dish out. And I felt like I had to be a better fighter the second time to beat him.
That was last December. Holyfield did what no one had done. He knocked out Dwight Cowie. It was an impressive showing, put another piece in the puzzle, yet left one item in the file Evander Holyfield has labeled for himself the unfinished business.
Right now is one step to unify this cruiserweight division, which is the most important step for me right now. And yes, it is unfinished business.
Tonight, the final piece can be put to complete the puzzle. Carlos DeLeon owns the remaining third of the crown. He can box, he can punch, and he has bigger dreams, too.
You only have a good jab and a good right hand, very sneaky and very skillful boxer. I think he would come out and really try to use his jab and really try to frustrate me if he could. But, my main concern is just really just put pressure on him and make him fight hard throughout the 12th round if it goes 12.
For Evander, the sweet science is many things. It is fame, money, approval, and somewhere down the line, there is the specter of Mike Tyson, himself invincible. But for now, Carlos DeLeon stands in the way of a fight with, if not thoughts of, Tyson.
The most important thing in fighting Tyson is to get Tyson respect and make Tyson realize that he's fighting somebody that want to win just as much as he. The sport here is a sport that you have to learn everything that you can in training. And when you come out, you have to let things go. I pray for each fighter that I fight, and I leave it in God's hand.
And there he is amidst this capacity crowd, the world heavyweight champion Mike Tyson with his wife Robin Gibbons, the actress, and that is the man. As they are introduced, Mike Tyson is the man that Evander Holyfield wants to meet down the road, and he says, Holyfield does, that this is his last cruiserweight fight, and he has to look good in a victory over Carlos DeLeon, and he really feels deep down in his heart that he can provide the challenge for Mike Tyson.
He can if he proves himself as a heavyweight. One of the problems tonight is he's been bulking up there, sacrificing his speed. If he sacrificed too much speed, he's going to be in trouble with DeLeon, who's coming to fight. He's a champion who can punch, who can box, who can run, who can stand still and punch, and better than everything, who is very confident tonight. I think one of the things we have to look forward to is the first round. If DeLeon comes out and really lays it out with Holyfield, as he told me he wants to do, to put some hurt on Holyfield, we could see a really tough night of fighting. If, on the other hand, he runs around the first round, then we have something else in common. DeLeon's strategy is he has to use his boxing skill and foot speed to avoid Holyfield. He has to make Holyfield pay the price as he comes in. And when Holyfield gets inside, he has to tie him up because he uses his head, his elbows, everything he can. He's a dirty fighter. He's going to disconcert Holyfield.
As far as Evander Holyfield is concerned, do you sense a genuine respect for the more experienced DeLeon in terms of Holyfield?
I think there's a respect, but an ignorance of the importance of the night. Ignorance is a bad word. He's not overlooking the importance. He just doesn't seem to be coned in like he usually is. Maybe Tyson's here looking. Maybe everybody's counting the heavyweights he's going to fight. I don't sense the intensity that I sense in Carlos DeLeon. DeLeon, this is his whole night. Make or break. This is what's going to do him for the future. This is his fight. So he has got to get to the point where he can decide when to box and when to punch. He likens himself to Sugar Ray Leonard the night he fought Hagler. That's what he sees himself as. Box when he has to, punch when he has to.
Holyfield known for his explosive jabs and powerful right. How about his strategy tonight?
His strategy is that Holyfield has to cut the ring, go to the body immediately on DeLeon to take his legs out from under him. Force DeLeon into a punch out because he's a superior puncher, and avoid getting tied up because this is what can cause him cuts. DeLeon knows every trick in the book. He's been a champion on and off since 1980. He is an experienced fighter inside. Holyfield is not, and that's where you get the bumps and bruises.
How do the respective trainers view the strategy of tonight's fight? First, we'll hear from DeLeon's trainer, Yamil Shadeh.
We have all the ways to beat him. We are ready. If he come to box, we box him. If he come to fight, we go to fight him. If he go to run, we try to stop him. We go to beat him.
Evander's fight will be to press him to make.
Now, championship battles of Sugar DeLeon started with his winning the title from Marvin Campbell in November of 1982. Then in a shocking upset, S.T. Gordon knocked out DeLeon in 2 rounds, June 1982. And then DeLeon avenged that loss by regaining the title July 1983 from S.T. Gordon, only to lose it again by decision to Alfonso Ratliff in Las Vegas in June of 1985. And finally, he set a world cruiserweight title record by winning it back once again against Bernard Benton, March 1986, which by any yardstick puts him at a crossroads of his long career. His palace.
Then go up in weight and eventually fight for the heavyweight title against Mike Tyson. His trainers estimate about 6 months to turn him into an equally effective 200-plus pound fighter with aspirations of meeting Iron Mike sometime next year. But Holyfield fully realizes he must win tonight, and he must look impressive in doing so.
The win is so much more important than the impressive, because, of course, if he doesn't win, he won't be too impressive. But Tyson is here. Everybody's talking Tyson. The more they talk Tyson, the more nervous it makes me, because as I've said over and over again, funny things happen on the way to the title. He can unify this title and all of a sudden find himself not looking at Tyson. Here's the tail of the tape. You see 2 men that are pretty equal in everything except age. DeLeon being 28, Holyfield 25, but everything else is about the same weight. DeLeon was 3 pounds overweight on Thursday, and he lost 5 pounds to make it here.
And we are getting set for the national anthems here at the Sports Pavilion.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our color guard afternoon. The judges are Larry O'Connell of London, England, of the WBC. Mr. Bob Watson of Detroit, Michigan for the IBF, and Mr. Dolby Shirley of Las Vegas, Nevada for the WBA. The timekeeper is Mike Lachella, counting in the knockdowns.
Henry Gluck, the chairman of the board of Caesar's World, and pretty a big fight fan.
He's a big fight fan, and next to him, we barely just saw the hair of Don King, ever present, lurking over Tyson and waiting to take over a big move.
For the undisputed Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Introducing in the red corner, fighting out of Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, weighing in at 188 pounds, with a professional record of 43 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw with 29 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the WBC Super the Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Carlos DeLeon. And in the blue corner, from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 190 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 17 wins, no defeats, and 13 KOs. Introducing the undefeated IBF and WBA Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Evander Holyfield.
Back up. Okay, back, take a step back. Now, if he goes right here, I'm not going to call it low. It's all right? I'm not going to call it low if he goes here. If he goes here, I'm not going to call it low. All right?
Okay, fine.
I already had your instructions. Any questions over here? Well, any questions over here? Let's get it on. Come on. All right.
Lou Duva stealing the show from Mills Lane. The rules for the Cruiserweight title unification bout: 10-point must system, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, saved by the bell only in the last round, and only the referee can stop the fight. And here we go. Round 1 scheduled for 12 for the undisputed Cruiserweight Championship. Evander Holyfield in the white trunks with the black trim, and Carlos DeLeon in the all-red trunks, and they come out wailing away.
He came out, DeLeon came out just like he said he would. He wanted to put some hurt on Evander Holyfield. Only difficulty with that is you can get some hurt back, because that's what Holyfield wants, a punch out.
Holyfield describes DeLeon as a tricky fighter, hard to study. Holyfield says his conditioning will be the key factor, but he does not take the experienced DeLeon lightly. He intends to pressure DeLeon and wear him down with different shots to the body. We shall see.
Now, DeLeon has come out in exactly the fashion he said. Open up with a few hard shots, box a little, and watch for his opportunities to punch hard.
DeLeon won the WBC Cruiserweight title in 1980 with a decision over Marvin Camel. He has been the champion on and off for the last 8 years. Evander Holyfield, the real deal, 2-time world champion. A left scores by Evander Holyfield.
Holyfield is hunting patiently. He's not getting wild and not getting crazy, just chasing him methodically, waiting for those openings.
The punches by DeLeon being blocked by Holyfield effectively.
Except for the body shots. DeLeon coming under Holyfield's guard has been jabbing to the body. A couple of uppercuts, you just saw it to the body by DeLeon.
From the category of For What It's Worth, Showtime has become the network of upsets. A number of top names have succumbed to the Showtime jinx. Gabby Canizales upset Richie Sandoval for the WBA bantamweight title. Canizales upset then by Bernardo Panango in his first defense. Barry McQuiggan lost his WBA featherweight title to a substitute challenger, Steve Cruz. Boyd Hunnigan shocked Donald Curry, and there were also a number of minor upsets. So just keep that in mind as we go along here.
Right now it's an even round. Both men landing good grazing right. Just landed by Holyfield.
Crisp left by Evander Holyfield. He is known for his right.
Holyfield can hook with a great deal of power, but DeLeon in his experience has his gloves up over his head. He's not getting hit that much.
Holyfield all business, not a showboat. Final seconds, round 1.
Punch out, 2 hands are free. Come on, baby.
And that'll do it for the first scheduled for 12. We will follow the WBA and IBF Cruiserweight champion Evander Holyfield into his Sports Pavilion. Capacity crowd close to 5,000 on hand. Round 2 scheduled for 12.
First round was very close. I gave it to DeLeon on superior boxing, more effective punching. But Holyfield had not gotten wound up yet. Now we see a different Holyfield in the second round.
Holyfield landing with rights and lefts to the head of DeLeon.
This is a different Holyfield from the first round. He's come out here here to do business. He's come out here to impress. He's come out here to get rid of Sugar DeLeon as fast as possible. That certainly took the zap out of DeLeon. He's not bouncing around. That little opening exchange just kind of took the heart out of DeLeon.
Again, those sharp right hands of Evander Holyfield having effect. Little left by DeLeon had no effect on Holyfield.
Holyfield's got him where he wants him. On the ropes, DeLeon taking the punishment. DeLeon better figure a way out of there, or else he will get pounded into submission on the ropes, or so much damage done that Holyfield can take him out with ease later on.
Not as spirited as the first round. Midway through the second. A right by Holyfield that landed. And now combinations by Holyfield that are having impact on DeLeon's head.
DeLeon is slowing up. Here comes DeLeon a bit. He's got to get off those ropes.
Holyfield with a flurry. DeLeon is in trouble.
Big trouble with DeLeon.
A blistering attack by Evander Holyfield. A hard left for Holyfield.
Too much time for DeLeon. He's got to sit here and weather the storm. He's in deep, deep trouble.
Can Carlos Sugar DeLeon withstand this assault? Can he make it through two?
Why Holyfield is lighting up, I don't know, because those devastating punches had DeLeon ready to go.
DeLeon losing a lot of power as Holyfield continues to administer the punishment.
DeLeon fighting back with not too much power, but he's trying.
And DeLeon gets through the second round. We will follow DeLeon to his corner.
I'll say, because Holyfield is punching me right into that rope. I can't get away. As you can see right now, if you look at your screen, you can see the way one man keeps the other one punched right to the ropes. He's being nailed to that rope. He can't get away. Now he tries to slide away. Holyfield follows and nails him again. Beautiful work by Holyfield.
DeLeon in the fight of his life here against Evander Holyfield to unify the Cruiserweight Junior Heavyweight title.
It looked like two different fighters. The first and the second round did Holyfield. Holyfield came out sort of disinterested in that first round, feeling him out. Second round was all work.
The unification will be a first as far as this division is concerned in the history of boxing.
Beautiful body shots by Holyfield, who is taking the legs out from the older and more ring-worn Carlos DeLeon.
And once again, Holyfield pinning DeLeon to the ropes.
DeLeon is given a chance to get away from the ropes and stays there. He hasn't got any legs. That's what the body attack does. Tremendous punching left hook by Holyfield.
And the bulking up program does not seem to have taken any speed, at least from the punches away from Holyfield.
The only thing mysterious right now is why he loses concentration or the intensity of his punches. Holyfield seems to punch hard 3, 4, 5 times and then pity pat again. Not really hard. Why is he doing that? This is the opening of the third round. He should be wailing away.
Get him up, DeLeon.
Holyfield continues to have his way past the midway point of round 3.
No question, DeLeon carrying a lot of hurt into the beginning of this third round.
The left jabs of Holyfield pestering DeLeon.
He's holding that right back.
Tripling up with the left, and you're right. Everybody in the house
has that open avenue to get away there. He didn't do it. He can't move. He has an open avenue to get a circle away right now to get into that middle of the ring. He is standing still to get hammered by Holyfield.
DeLeon really worn out. He just can't get away.
They have a Holyfield has effectively taken the legs away from Carlos DeLeon.
These seconds must feel like minutes to Carlos DeLeon.
Even when Evander gives him a bye, he says, okay, I'm moving out, you can move. He still doesn't move from one rope to the other.
And that'll do it for round 3. Evander Holyfield.
Disputed heavyweight champion, your impression of the fight, particularly Evander Holyfield?
Well, Evander's putting a great deal of pressure, but as you see, he's fighting an experienced fighter and a very game champion, and he's not intimidating. He's coming to fight. And Evander, as you see, is getting hit with a great deal of punches also. And I don't think he never fought a fighter in this particular kind of class. And the guy, he hit the guy with his best shot, and the guy looked at him, came back fighting. And we got to see what kind of effect will that have on him mentality-wise.
Is Holyfield ready for Mike Tyson?
He's a good fighter.
Who's managing you right now?
Bill Caton is managing me.
What about Don King?
No, Don King's not my manager. Bill Caton's my manager.
Okay, Mike.
Thank you very much.
I guess there had been some rumors, some controversy in the papers back east about who indeed is managing Mike Tyson. A flurry here in round 4. Holyfield again.
Holyfield decided to fight a little bit from outside, to jab a little bit, and caught DeLeon by surprise.
Oh, that left connected by Holyfield, plus on the face of DeLeon. It's interesting, I was talking with former heavyweight champion Larry Holmes just the other day, and he says what you need against Mike Tyson is to use speed or fight him inside very closely.
I think you need prayer more than anything else when you fight Mike Tyson.
It doesn't hurt.
Again, mystified a little bit in the way that this is a stop and start fight for Holyfield. When you just know that if he pressed on it, he would have hit DeLeon out. He lets him off the hook over and over and over again.
Not even the cunning and guile and craftiness of Sugar DeLeon seems to be helping him at this stage.
Nothing on Holyfield's punches just then. He must be lulling him into one of those hard shots of his.
Past the midway point of round 4, scheduled for 12. Combination by Holyfield, getting through. Almost every punch penetrating.
Good hard hook by DeLeon. Every once in a while he gets in there just to remind him he's still there. He's not by any chance laying down. He still keeps working.
Minute remaining in round 4. Combination by Holyfield again, slipping through the defense of DeLeon.
And Holyfield must really be starting to wonder what is holding this guy up. I've hit him every shot in the world and he's still here.
And to the body and to the head. Like that.
It is a blueprint for a beating.
Well, DeLeon might survive yet another round.
Here comes the right.
Final seconds, round 4. DeLeon still standing.
Colossal beating that DeLeon is taking, but many, many punches miss, as we've just seen. DeLeon seems to come back with enough to keep him discouraged, or at least to keep Mills' lane occupied and not stop a fight, because it's nowhere near the point where it should be stopped. If this guy, Carlos DeLeon, has the stamina and the strength to hold up while Holyfield gets tired, you can see different fights. This fight goes 12 rounds.
And round 5 scheduled for 12. Holyfield in the white trunks. DeLeon in the red trunks, and Holyfield just picks up where he left off.
Started like a carbon copy of the last round. From outside, a couple of jabs, a hard right. That was the first time that DeLeon has gotten on his toes and started to move around. That's what he should have been doing. That's the first time he's done that. Away from the ropes, backed up into that corner again.
His manager, Yamil Sade, says he will not run. He will not run. He says he came here to fight. If he loses, he will lose with dignity.
Well, so far he's got a lot of dignity and he's losing.
Once again, if Holyfield prevails, and things are certainly looking very good, he will move up this summer to the heavyweight division with an eye in about a year of challenging Mike Tyson.
Considering the incredible pummeling that DeLeon takes, isn't it odd that it's Holyfield that has a swollen eye? I wonder if he hit himself in one of those exchanges.
Very ironic. May have been Lou Duva. He can get pretty animated in the corner.
Just the volume of his verbiage will give you a swollen eye. Look at the DeLeon bouts. Is that not an awesome sight? I mean, a guy's taking that kind of a pummeling to the body can still play a little bit.
Well, tonight, as part of our Showtime Championship Boxing, we introduce a feature called simply The Sounds of Boxing. This is a sport that certainly takes on a very unique and special sound. With that, we'll lay back, let you take in the unmistakable sounds of boxing. Also point out, for the first time ever, a Showtime sports event coming to you in stereo. Final seconds, round 5.
The thought of Lou Duva in stereo boggles the mind.
Round number 6, scheduled for 12. Holyfield starts out with the left jabs. That left by DeLeon, a glancing blow.
And a hard one. That was the meanest punch he'd thrown in many rounds.
Holyfield able to elude.
DeLeon has a little nick on his left eye. Small, just opening up. That right hand didn't help.
A crisp right, another right, and a left by Evander Holyfield as the barrage rages on. DeLeon this time able to slip away from the ropes, but he backs right up into the corner.
How could he even be standing after that? He got hit some very hard shots by Evander Holyfield.
Vicious shots by Holyfield.
Now even the jab is backing up DeLeon. Here he's got an avenue to escape. He doesn't. No motion in this fight. Everybody just in front of everybody just throwing. Holyfield right in front of him. DeLeon catching everything.
And that lunging left jab by Holyfield having effect. Holyfield, the accumulation of punches just clearly wearing DeLeon down, and DeLeon just has no starch left in him.
Try as he might, DeLeon just hasn't got the formula, the strength, and possibly the skill to keep Holyfield off.
And keep in mind, DeLeon had in his mind coming into this fight a shot at Mike Tyson, but looking very unrealistic.
Well, considering that everybody expected him to run in the Ocasio manner, this has been the exact opposite. He said he was going to stand and fight. He didn't realize when he said that it meant one guy was going to fight and the other guy was going to catch.
as we head to the final minute of round 6.
There have been an extreme few, I don't think any clinches that I can remember. No chance for DeLeon to use his guile and skill on the inside. He's been dominated by Holyfield.
Holyfield really fighting an intelligent fight. Out-boxing and an out-foxing DeLeon.
Out-punching, wearing him out, doing everything he wants to with him. But we're in the 6th round, and there stands DeLeon taking his pummel.
Another barrage by Holyfield, and withstood by DeLeon. Harsh left by Holyfield. As we head for the bell, round 6. At this spot on the map, it is almost an unreal world, a world of glamour and
the chin more times than you do the chest when you do that. He has all of his fighters doing that, and I think they want Holyfield to lighten up for a round. Go jabbing, boxing a little bit. After all, the depressing fact is we're only halfway through this bout, and he's already fought enough to expend energy for 10 rounds. Question of stamina is going to come in here pretty soon for Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield, his last fight, December 4th, 1987, as seen here on Showtime. It only went 4 rounds when he disposed of White Muhammad Qawi with a ferocious right to the chin. Of course, Holyfield Qawi 1 was at a much more furious pace. And it was the fight of the year. Holyfield is the fighter of the year, according to Ring Magazine, 1987.
Well, you can certainly see that he's taken his corner's advice. He's easing up this round, mostly jabs. DeLeon's not doing anything differently. Some scattered boos beginning to sound in the crowd because a fight really does mean a fight between two people, not a one-way beating.
DeLeon has had 7 title defenses, most in the cruiserweight division. And tonight's bout for Holyfield is the first step in an ambitious 1988 schedule, which hopes will lead to a 1989 meeting with Tyson.
I think this is the last time we'll see him as a cruiserweight for a very long time. I think he'll step up into the heavyweights, bulk up, and try to go for El Dorado, who's sitting on the other side of that ring in the form of Mike Tyson.
A powerful shot by Holyfield that sent DeLeon's head jutting back.
And his body coming forth as if he wanted to fall, and Holyfield let him stand up.
The first good shot by DeLeon of the night. That got a rise from the crowd.
Well, bravery is not what's lacking in DeLeon. The level of skill is entirely different.
Looks like Holyfield is getting set again to unload.
Holyfield should turn this guy off the ropes and pummel him in the middle of the ring. What holds him up is those ropes. If he gets him in the middle of the ring, his legs won't hold him, and he can knock him down.
Interesting, the crowd like building to a crescendo, and Holyfield reacting. Final seconds of round 7. DeLeon makes muttering to himself, what must I do to drop this guy?
By his contract, I think. I mean, there's no other way to get him out of here.
Well, let's see if he adheres to your advice and takes him to the center of the ring. Now the lefts by Holyfield doing damage. Now the right by Holyfield penetrating.
What a chin on DeLeon. DeLeon coming back with some shots. He catches a tired Holyfield. Could be a different ballgame. Look at the blood now on that little nick. Has become a big cut over the left eye of DeLeon.
Combination submission by Holyfield to the head of DeLeon. That one sent DeLeon reeling back. A blistering attack by Evander Holyfield. Round 8. Mills Lane steps in. He has stopped the fight. Evander Holyfield is the undisputed cruiserweight, junior heavyweight champion of the world.
It certainly should have been stopped, Steve. He was taking a pummeling that was unreal. That last assault, no need to continue that kind of punishment. He's been brave. He's hung in there. He has no chance. He hasn't won a round since the first round, and he had no way to come back.
An amazing display of courage by Carlos Sugar DeLeon. The new champion, Evander Holyfield, now 18-0 with 14 knockouts. He has unified the cruiserweight title for the first time in the history of boxing.
That little nick that was over the eye in the previous rounds, as we called it, gets hit by a right hand and opens even wider than it was before. But he was getting hit so many shots, it just had to keep continuing to open up. They don't get better. There's no therapeutic benefit on a right hand flush on a cut. The punishment was intense. There's no question about it. You can't belabor the point. There was no reason for that fight to continue.
Ladies and gentlemen,
to the ring now.
The time, 1 minute, 8 seconds of the 8th round. Referee Mills Lane stops the bout. The winner by a TKO and new, undisputed, cruiserweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield.
Well, I would imagine the unfinished business is now finished.
And I would imagine what you asked me at the top of the show, that he had to win, and win impressively, got settled on both counts. He won impressively. I think Tyson is salivating over there thinking, oh boy, in about a year, are we going to make a lot of money?
And a look at the final flurry in round 8, 108 officially. The TKO, and Mills Lane stepped in and said enough is enough.
And that's what makes Mills Lane one of the better referees. I think all the referees are getting so much better.
As the assault continued, and that was it as far as Mills Lane was concerned. Dave Dials is in the center of the ring with the new champion, the undisputed champion.
How does the term undisputed world champion sound to you?
Great. It's something that I always worked towards. Want to be a world champion. Holding 2 belts just wasn't enough. Holding all 3, I realize now at 180 pounds I'm the best.
This isn't just a mission of a year or so or 2 years. This really goes back 4 years this summer.
Yes, it is. From the Olympics, being denied of the gold medal, I happened to start my way at the bottom, work my way to the top. Fought all top contenders. I really appreciate it.
All right. Is this your last fight as the cruiserweight? You told me beforehand that it was in the hands of your people. I know better than that. You make your decisions pretty much.
Yes, I really make the decision when it comes down to it. My manager, Ken Simon, and all my trainers and stuff, we're really going to give it a serious thought. We're going to view the tape, and we're going to just take our time. How long it take for us to prepare for a heavyweight, that's how long it would take for me to move up.
You and I were in Houston a couple of weeks ago. You told me that you felt in your heart that you could get up to 211 or 212 if you worked at it.
Well, no doubt about that. My body's really ready to grow. It's my first time in the cruiserweight, having problem making the weight. So that really shows you that the maturity of my body is ready to grow.
There's a gentleman who's been seated over here, has a pretty mature body. His name is Mike Tyson. You saw him.
Yes, I saw Mike Tyson. I really appreciate him being here. It showed that he really cared about the sport, and knowing that someday that man here might have to rumble.
Someday? How long?
Well, I really can't determine the exact date, but I'll be ready when time comes.
One question for Lou Duva. Lou, you kept hollering, body, body, body.
Yes, that's the way to beat these guys. These veterans, you don't try and hit them on the chin. You soften them up first. You go to the body. When you wipe that out, then he's easy to knock out on top. That's exactly what he did.
And you can hear Lou hollering that.
Yes. Having to go to the body. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to go to the body because of the way he was leaning. And every time I was trying to go to the body, he would really defense himself with his head. So I got a lot of headbutts at times when I try to go to the body.
Were you happy with your performance tonight? When we talked in Saint-Tropez, you said, look, I knocked the guy out. I wasn't happy with myself. How about tonight?
Well, actually, I'm pretty much happy. I did win, and it would take time for me to really review the tape. A lot of time, I felt like I could have hit him with cleaner shots, or I could have been a lot better, but the guy was very skillful, and I wanted to make sure he wouldn't catch me with some sneaky punch, because he did caught me with a few uppercuts, and he used his head as a defensive weapon at times.
You've been a wonderful champion and great for your cooperation, and all of us appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Showtime.
All right. Steve, Ferdy?
Dave, Holyfield wins convincingly, and the question now, what is the effect of this outcome in relation to Mike Tyson with his unfinished business now finished? Holyfield sets his sights on the heavyweight division and an eventual shot at the title. His trainers estimate it'll take approximately 6 months or so to turn him into an effective 200-plus pound fighter. And Mike Tyson was in attendance this evening, and he saw Evander Holyfield.
I think he likes what he saw. He sees a good opponent. All he has to do now is prove himself with the heavyweights. That shouldn't be too hard. Choosing your opponents carefully at the beginning until you prove that you can. I think he can, and the world thinks he can in a year. Then we'll see a big Tyson fight.
Evander Holyfield is the champion, the undisputed cruiserweight, junior heavyweight champion. And he did it in Las Vegas. The executive producer of Showtime Championship Boxing is Jim Spence. Tonight's telecast was produced by Bob Lanning and directed by Joe Assetti.
9 for your nearest Southern California Goodyear retailer. Sale ends April 16th.
Jim Lampley.